Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the call. This is the best business ever. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about how to make passive income. If anybody has never been here before, this is nothing like you've ever seen before. What I've decided is the person who brings the most people to the call today, you get a gift of $27 in your back office on the registry wallet. Now, I'm going to make it a little bit more sweeter. So those people that they bring to the call, so the person who gets the most will get a gift. All of his team that he brings to the call today with him or her, they get a second entry of their name into the draw at the end of the call. And everybody that was on the call on Wednesday also has a double entry for today too. I want to get going. Make it more concise. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. This is the problem. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. Okay, so here's some stuff. If this is your first time, it's okay. You know, I don't know anybody that came out of the womb knowing how to be a neurosurgeon. Okay, so don't worry about that. You'll probably want to come back a few times, 10 times, 100 times. It's okay. It's okay. Keep on coming back because you'll learn things as you go. Okay, next. This business is not like any other business you've ever come across. Okay, here's some key points to take away before we start. Is there's no purchase. You're not forced to buy something every month. Okay, it means you can start making money without having to dish out money every month. Next is you don't lose your team. There's no attrition in this business, and I'm going to go over all of the things as we go, but let's get started. I'm going to pull up a little clip from Michael Saylor's.
You know, nobody ever said, hey, only put the kids on the school bus that you don't need me to return. Only buy a ticket on my airplane if you don't need to reach the destination. The engineers of the world don't say, hey, don't drive across my bridge if you really need to reach the other side. And so what I say is only buy Bitcoin with the money you can't afford to lose. I'm not going to equivocate. You shouldn't equivocate. People that equivocate don't understand Bitcoin. They still don't get the idea of perfect money. We didn't invest in it because we wanted to take a risk. We invested it out of disgust with the world that forces us to take risk with everything else, where the risks are stacked against us and undisclosed.
Perfect intro into what we're doing today. Okay, so you understand why we're doing what we're doing. There are a couple of problems that you've got in your life, and you may not be aware of them, but I expect you will. Is you've got expenses. Okay, you have expenses for the rest of your life. You will. You got expenses for the rest of your life. But here's the thing: is if you have something that happens to you, or you retire, or whatever it is, something, and you can't make your bills, you have to be able to pay your expenses. If something happens and you stop working and that's your source of income, there's a problem. Okay, and so to protect against that, you need to be building a way to have income coming in that you don't have to be present to be able to earn. Okay, it's called passive income. And when your passive income exceeds your expenses, then you're financially independent. So let's talk a little bit about where the money's going and what is going on with it, so you guys have a clear understanding. That way we can talk about the same stuff at the same time. All right.
Imagine sending money to anyone, anywhere, instantly without a bank. This is Bitcoin, a revolutionary digital currency. Bitcoin isn't like traditional money. It exists as information on a global network. Decentralized, it resists control and censorship. Created in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin has grown into a global phenomenon. Its value has soared, making early adopters millionaires. Bitcoin represents a shift in how we think about money. It offers a future of decentralized, secure financial systems, empowering individuals with control over their money. Bitcoin's impact is growing with vast potential ahead.
Future of money, decentralization and beyond. Bitcoin represents a paradigm shift in the world of finance, offering a glimpse into a future where money is decentralized, transparent, and accessible to all. While it still faces challenges, its potential impact on the global financial system is undeniable. As more people and businesses adopt Bitcoin, its network effects grow stronger, making it increasingly resilient and valuable. Bitcoin's decentralized nature challenges the traditional role of banks and governments in controlling and regulating money. Its transparency and immutability offer a solution to corruption and fraud, while its borderless nature facilitates global commerce and empowers individuals in developing countries. While the future of Bitcoin remains uncertain, its potential to revolutionize the financial landscape is undeniable. As we move towards an increasingly digital world, Bitcoin and the underlying blockchain technology have the potential to transform not just finance, but a wide range of industries, from supply chain management to voting systems. The future of money is digital, decentralized, and driven by innovation, and Bitcoin is at the forefront of this revolution.
Important to understand, why is Bitcoin the future of money? Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why. Is because the value of money is going down. I'm sure you guys have heard that inflation is 3.5% a year. Well, what does that mean? What it means is that for every $100 that you earn, 3.5 of them are being taken away, but they're still calling it $100. And so if you look at a chart of money over time, 100 years ago, $1,000 was $1,000. But as time passes, because of inflation, 3.5% per year, because of inflation, what that means is that they're calling this today $1,000, but it's only $100 that you receive or less. And that means every year there's a little bit of the purchasing power being taken away. Okay. And so this is the second problem in your life, is your inability to hedge against inflation. There isn't any asset in the world other than Bitcoin that can hedge against inflation.
So this is one of our favorites. What if? This is the what if Bitcoin was around scenario. So 50 years ago, you could literally get a Corvette versus today. Well, now it's going to be soon 51 years. 2024 is over. So back in the past, just think if Bitcoin was around. So $6,000 for a car back then. Well, 34 ounces of gold could have bought that car. Just turned it back to dollars. Silver, 1,200 ounces of silver could have bought that car, about $6,000. Now, Bitcoin wasn't around. But if it was, you would have needed 6.6 million Bitcoins to do the same thing back then. Fast forward to now. This is why we are like screaming to the top of our lungs to anyone that will listen to get Bitcoin as a part of no matter what your financial goals were going to be. We're like, put Bitcoin in it, in our opinion, not financial advice, because of this kind of information. So with the dollar, everything seems to be costing more. Like you need more dollars to do the exact same thing, no matter what time frame you look at. Well, gold actually goes in the right direction. It holds value over time and it goes up to the point you need less gold. Silver holds value to the point where it went up, but it didn't go up. Look at the difference. This is an 11x, 11 times more for the exact same item. Gold went down less. That means it's more, the same item costs less. Silver, it went up slightly, like a little bit. You need another 800 ounces of silver. Walter, I'm waiting to show you this one. Here's the more accurate number of how much Bitcoin you would need. Look at it, 6 million Bitcoin. When you have Bitcoin, everything is actually costing less. That's the opposite of the dollar. Like you can use the worthless dollar, the receipt, the banknote, the lie, and turn it into the newest currency out there that all it does over time is go higher. You ready, Walter? Here's the number, 6 million. Look how many you need now to buy a brand spanking new Corvette.
Oh, 0.72 Bitcoin. What makes Bitcoin so powerful? What makes Bitcoin so powerful is its scarcity. Regular money only can be printed as often as the government wants.
Scarcity and value. The 21 million limit. One of Bitcoin's key features is its limited supply. Unlike traditional currencies, which can be printed indefinitely, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. This scarcity is built into the Bitcoin protocol. As demand increases and supply remains capped, its value is likely to rise. This limited supply is often compared to gold, valued for its rarity and durability. Bitcoin's limited supply and mining process give it value. This scarcity differentiates Bitcoin from traditional fiat currencies, which can be subject to inflation. The 21 million limit ensures Bitcoin's long-term value. The last Bitcoin is expected to be mined by 2140, but scarcity will continue to play a significant role. This makes Bitcoin an attractive investment to hedge against inflation and diversify portfolios with an asset not controlled by any government.
Okay. That is important, to have an asset not controlled by any government. In the past 11 years, Bitcoin has been the top performing asset of any asset class, 8 of the past 11 years. Okay. And this is significant because Bitcoin is where you can hedge against inflation. It is where you can save, converting your fiat currency into Bitcoin, and you're saving against the future 5 years, 10 years, 20, 100 years down the road. Okay. The best asset in the world is Bitcoin, because the inflation is overtaking us and we're losing money. The price of Bitcoin over time goes up always. Yes, there are dips and valleys along the way, and that's to be expected when something that can be traded. These dips and valleys are simply opportunities. It's on sale at this point. It's on sale. It's on sale. Okay. And when it's on sale, that's a good time to get some more, because you need to be converting your passive, your fiat currency into a vehicle that'll store your wealth for long term. You need to be doing that every day. So buy a little bit of Bitcoin. If you buy it under a little bit each day, like the same amount, $1 each day as an example, it's called dollar cost averaging. And so it just averages out the price over time. That's what that means. But you should be doing that. The next best way to acquire Bitcoin, actually, let me read that. The best way to acquire Bitcoin is through mining. So let's talk about how the mining process works. So every 4 years, the ability to create Bitcoin is halved. And so the amount of Bitcoin that is being produced is cut in half. Okay. That's what that means. Every 4 years, it becomes harder to process that. Okay. So let's talk a little bit first about the blockchain.
At the heart of Bitcoin lies the blockchain, a revolutionary technology that acts as a digital ledger for all Bitcoin transactions. Imagine a giant public book where every single Bitcoin transaction is recorded for everyone to see. This book is not kept in one place but is distributed across thousands of computers worldwide. This shared ledger is constantly updated and synchronized, ensuring that everyone has the same information about the state of the Bitcoin network. The blockchain is the backbone of Bitcoin, providing transparency and security. Every transaction made with Bitcoin is recorded on the blockchain, creating an immutable record that cannot be altered or deleted. This eliminates the need for intermediaries like banks, as the blockchain itself acts as a trusted third party. This decentralized and transparent nature makes Bitcoin incredibly secure. Each block in the chain is linked to the previous block using complex cryptography, making it virtually impossible to tamper with the transaction history. This means that you can trust the network to process your transactions securely and without the risk of fraud. The blockchain is a true innovation, not just in the world of finance, but in how we think about data storage, security, and trust.
The blockchain was important to understand. This brings me into how you're mining.
The Bitcoin network relies on a process called mining to verify and add new transactions to the blockchain. Think of miners as the record keepers of the Bitcoin network. They use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems, and the first miner to solve the problem gets to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. This process is computationally intensive, requiring significant energy and resources, but it is essential for maintaining the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network. Miners play a crucial role in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They not only validate transactions, but also introduce new Bitcoins into circulation. As a reward for their efforts, miners receive newly created Bitcoins and transaction fees from the transactions they include in the block. This process is often referred to as proof of work, as miners must demonstrate their computational effort to earn the right to add blocks to the blockchain. The mining process ensures that no single entity can control the Bitcoin network. As more miners join the network, the difficulty of the mining process adjusts automatically, ensuring that the average time to mine a block remains constant. This makes it extremely difficult and expensive for any single entity to gain control of a majority of the network's computing power, a scenario known as a 51% attack.
That brings me into how Bitcoin is mined. Interface. of how of the mining process that's going on right now. So I'll just explain it a little way differently so you understand. Okay. So every single one of these from place A to place B, that's what's going on. A miner has to detect this information on the network, has to then, the first miner that arrives at that mathematical computation answer, they post it in this block. Okay. And by them providing that CPU power, they earn the Bitcoin that is created when that block is from the process of transferring the Bitcoin from place A to place B. That's what that means. Okay. That does this receives the commission and the reward. Every other computer after that, it doesn't receive the reward. It's simply listed as a confirmation. Okay. And so this is difficult. And every 4 years, it becomes more difficult. Okay. And this is now, I'm going to tie it all together and we're involved because we have a booster. What it does is it detects the movement on the network and it to the mining machines that it works for. And so what it does is it supplies the information to the mining machines. That way, the mining machine only has to do the one job of actually processing information. The booster does the other aspect of the job, which was detecting the movement on the network. And what it does is it detects that movement and it supplies those jobs to the miners. So for example, you've got 10 miners working for one booster, and the booster is working as fast as it can to detect valid jobs, and it supplies that information to the miner. And that way, each miner is simply focusing on the one job. And when it's completed, it then receives the next job, focuses on it. When that's completed, it focuses on the next job, and it goes on. Okay. And this makes the process of mining more efficient. Why? Because from our perspective, we want to get paid for the Bitcoins for the work that we're doing. And so those jobs that are only confirmations, the booster tosses those jobs out because we're not getting paid on those. And so we don't want to do them. And this is how it makes it more efficient. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about the company itself and some aspects about the company. Okay. The most important thing about our company is that we've got our MSB license. What MSB stands for is Money Services Business License. Any business that does transactions with money has to have an MSB license if they want to be legal in the United States. Okay. The issuer of this license is called Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, Department of Treasury. That's the name of the organization, the government agency that we applied for the license and they gave us the license. Okay. It's shortened to FinCEN. That's what it means. Now, they're the watchdog of financial services industry. They're the watchdog. They're the police. They don't want money laundering going on. They don't want any Ponzi schemes going on. They don't want anything like that where people have a potential to lose money. That's what their watchdog is. That's what their mandate is. Okay. And so their job is to protect the consumers, us, so that they aren't getting scammed out, so that they aren't getting, it's not a Ponzi scheme and there isn't money laundering. So I'll describe money laundering just so you understand. Is people put money in at the bottom and the people at the top take the money out, also known as Ponzi scheme. Okay. So our license is license number 31000270260560594. And you can just simply click on that QR code right there on the screen, and it'll take you to FinCEN website, and you can you can then supply that number and see our license. Okay. So this is a really important thing. As a result of having this license, we now, as of today, have a Visa debit card from Visa. And so your account can be linked up with a Visa debit card, and you can have a way to tap at the till and pull money off of your account.
Hello, family. Jan Gregory here from BitHarvest, global distributor. I've got such exciting news to share with you today. Our BitHarvest Visa cards have arrived to headquarters. It's exciting times. I want to show you guys what this looked like. Watch this. You pull this out and look at that. Look at that, family. We've got the Visa card. You can activate it now as soon as you receive it. This is a Visa commercial. Look at that, Visa commercial. You can tap it, you've got the PIN, you can load it with USDT like a boss, and then you can say hello to your BitHarvest card. No hidden fees, confidential transactions, and no spending limit. You have made the right choice. Look at this. Welcome to BitHarvest. Welcome to empowering all of our community. Welcome to the future of making Bitcoin every single day like a boss with our glorious Bit Booster product. I want to thank you all, and let's keep working hard and achieve more.
Hello, BitHarvest community family. Greetings, everyone. This is a bottle of liquor. Today, I've come shopping with our CEO. But unfortunately, I don't have any Taiwanese dollars. I only have Malay dollars. What should I do? Don't worry. What do I have? I have a BitHarvest Visa card. As long as you have this card, it works anywhere, anytime. Thank you. This is your liquor. Have a great trip. Goodbye. So, dear family, as long as I have this card in hand, you can make purchases anywhere. And it's all from the earnings you receive through BitHarvest. You don't need to convert your earnings to cash to spend. Just load them into this card. And whether you're buying liquor, perfume, or anything else anywhere, you can elevate your quality of life. So, dear family, now is the time to apply for your BitHarvest Visa card.
Hi, my BitHarvest family. Me and Ronnie are shopping right now, and I look at this perfume that smells good. Can you guess what payment will I be using? Introducing the BitHarvest Visa card.
It's very cool. Okay, so let's talk about the back office just a little bit. These boosters are housed at the warehouse in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, and there's 3 different warehouses. This picture here is of the main office, and it's basically a server room. In the server room, you can only have like 1,000 boosters in here. Okay, you can go tour by the office anytime you want. It's not a problem. Okay, simply Google the address, go on by. If you make an appointment first, you may be able to get permission with an appointment to go into the server room and have a look around. Okay, but the server room is a controlled environment, and they don't let people in just for fun. Okay, it's a locked out place. And so you only under special conditions will have permission to go in. Now, my friend, the way we got involved is my friend was in Kuala Lumpur in a hotel. He's eating his lunch. They saw him, and some friends of his, and they came over and said, "Hey, come with us. We're going to go across the street and go visit this startup company." This was back in March. Okay, and so he goes, "Yeah, sure, let's go have a look." And so they did a tour of the office. What's going on here is this is them recording. This wasn't the first time, but this was one of the times he went in the office. Okay, and so this was them recording this event where they were able to go in and tour the server room.
Hello family, Jan Gregory here at the Bit Booster server farm. We are here with Mr. Ronnie, the CMO.
Welcome, Jane.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
The server farm is located in this room right here. On the screens, we've got transactional data flying. All of the bit boosters are operating here. Each screen represents 20 bit boosters in a unit. We've got the mining farm address IP that we're plugged into and we're helping and servicing. And we've also got all of the transactional data here. And we've got a number of terahash and difficulty showing up here. Now the room is under high security and only one man in the world has the magic finger. Who's that?
Yes, me.
Chop, chop,
Oi.
chop.
Oh.
There we go. Let's get in here.
Okay, shall we go?
Woo.
Coming.
Excited.
Welcome to BitHarvest server room. Come on.
Wow, look at this place. It's like a candy store. I love it. Amazing. So those TVs are basically displaying what these TVs are doing.
Yes.
Okay, and these are all the boosters, 20 units in each one of these boxes.
Yes, right.
And we've got an upper and we got a lower down here. And they're all plugged into the servers and they're all servicing our mining farm partner, correct?
Yeah, right.
So I've got a booster plugged in here somewhere, Mr. Ronnie. And where is that one? Where's mine?
Your one, the booster number is
001.
001. Yeah, your booster is here. Come on.
Okay, there it is.
Yes. So,
all right, so we're now active.
now your booster is active situation. The status is active. Now we plug off the booster.
Yeah, let's unplug it.
Yeah, you will see.
And we see that we're now deactive.
Deactive.
Okay?
And
So this is live. And there's my serial number on the bottom, 001. And you
Yes.
can see the 001 serial number on the bottom there too of the
Yes.
device. So every device has a matching serial number to the back office and they're directly correlated with one another. Awesome.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
now we're going to plug that guy back in.
Yeah. Shall we? 1, 2, 3.
Plug it in.
Yes.
And there we are. Boom. Back up. And we'll get 70 terahash rate in a second here on the device.
Yes, you just refresh.
Refresh.
You will see it run. You want to detect.
Nice.
A few minutes.
Yeah, it takes a few minutes for it to boot up. There it is,
Yes.
70 terahash, just like that. So there you have it, folks. The disbelievers out there, the people that don't want to believe that we have a server farm, that we have a device, that we're actually enhancing the Bitcoin mining situation. For all yous out there that believe, however, and are following and want to be part of this, you leaders, you networkers, and all you passive income earners, get with us. Get with BitHarvest.
Yes,
We've got a
well.
solid situation here. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, you
Amazing.
also do. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you,
Good.
Ronnie. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. You guys, get
Yes.
in touch.
Each booster has its own IMEI number, okay? And this is where they're all marked. Now, this is great for us because I'm an IT background, okay? So I don't have to have high internet. I don't have to have many USB ports. I don't have to worry about the product being shipped around the world. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just simply buy my booster and it appears in my back office. And the IT guy that works in the building, he has to go take the box out of the off the inventory, log the number to me. It's an IMEI number, it's like a MAC address, just like any other device that's connected to the network. And he plunks it in to the server room, like what you see right here. The moment he plunks it in, I then get an email saying, hey, this device has been activated. There are 2 mining farms. One is in Texas and one is in Ethiopia. And we've got a data center in Cambodia. Now, the reason why each one of those mining farms, they need to be licensed with their respective governments as well. Again, we're trying to go through the process of making sure that us and our partners are all fully correct businesses, that we are doing things legally. And so that's why they have their licenses as well. And so we've got one in Texas, mining farms, and one in Ethiopia as well. At the very beginning, what I told you is the only way you can get money out of the blockchain, is by being connected to a mining operation that put it there to begin with. Okay, that's the reward that the miners do, is they receive the reward. So she's going to describe how to browse to verify that the transaction is coming from the blockchain.
When the withdrawal have completed, you may verify the transaction on chain. Surf oaklink.com. Paste your BTC wallet address. Click on the TX ID, which is transaction ID. Verify the date. It was received on March 14th, 2024 at 17 hours 27 minutes and 55 seconds. Note the block height as 834644. Then, continue scrolling down, then click on the sender address, BC1Q4LM, which sent 0.5 BTC. This is identified as the mining pool wallet. By scrolling further, you can verify the input is from Via BTC, the mining pool company. That's it. You have learned how to successfully verify that your BTC income is the output from Via BTC, the mining pool company.
Okay, so we get our funds from the mining pool company when we click withdraw. That's basically the short answer of why I showed you that video. Okay, so now let's tie this all together. Is you want to be acquiring Bitcoin every day, and buying it, and you also want to acquire it by earning it, which we do through boosters. Okay, and the boosters are connected to the mining farm, and they are instructing the miners how to become more efficient, and we then receive a shared portion of that Bitcoin that's created as a result. So let's compare running a business with buying boosters. Let's say you decide to have Bitcoin and just hold on to it as opposed to buying boosters. Let's just compare those two things first. So if I buy one Bitcoin, if I have one Bitcoin, now it could sit in my wallet and do nothing for the next 100 years. One thing that'll happen, by the way, is the Bitcoin price will likely go up. So next year there'll be more value, but I don't have any more Bitcoins. Okay, and this is let me compare these two things. So if I buy, for example, 70 boosters with one Bitcoin, at the time when this was created, it was $70,000. Okay, so if I bought 70 boosters, what would happen is that year my boosters produce Bitcoin for me, and they would produce about 1.823 Bitcoins that year, approximately. Okay, it's just simply how much it produces. Now next year, I would still have those 70 boosters. Well, that's not true. I would have more than 70 boosters because I would be compounding my account, but we'll just go with the example of 70 boosters. Next year, you would still have 70 boosters, and it would produce you another 1.823 Bitcoins. The year after that, you would have still 70 boosters working for you, and it would produce you another 1.823 Bitcoins. The year after that, again, you'd still have 70 boosters working for you, and you have another 1.823 Bitcoins created. So what this means is you have a way to make Bitcoins, you have a way to receive them simply by having a machine that works for you.
Okay, so here we go. So we want to look at the old way of doing savings, how to build passive income, how to grow wealth versus the new. All right, and the new would be BitHarvest with the Bit Boosters. So let's go old school. I'll take the burden versus new Bit Booster. So we're both going to take $100,000. I'm going to buy one property or something. What are you doing with yours again?
I am just going to buy some boosters and let them work for me. So I'm going to buy with my $100,000, 100 boosters.
So each booster is $1,000. You can actually get started for as low as 100 USDT plus the fees. So you don't have to have 1,000 to start, but each booster is 1,000. So let's compare. See what happened? I already got the potential. I'm gonna have to fix something up on it. I got to advertise it to rent it out or sell it. That could take weeks, months, or years. Then if I do get a tenant, if I don't sell and I get a tenant, now I got to manage them. Have you noticed all the work and income going into this? Walter, what you been doing? I'm over here slaving.
I am just receiving my Bitcoin every day, not doing anything else.
So he's making average estimated $400 a day, 48 hours after the booster is turned on. 48 hours after the booster is turned on, he's being paid. I'm working, advertising, and all that. Let's see how this keeps going. My estimated monthly, about $500. That could be higher or lower. This is an estimate on $100,000. All of a sudden, that doesn't seem that great making that. I got to keep buying more properties. Walter, what are you doing monthly?
I am doing nothing. My boosters are working for me, making me Bitcoin, and I'm happy pappy. It's making me about $12,000 a month in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin. Key. He's being paid in the currency that for 15 years now has done nothing, in my opinion, but hold value and go higher. I don't care about the sale when it dips. That's just a sale. Look at the chart months and years later. It keeps going higher. I'm being paid in $1. All that does is go down. Who's winning here? In any way you want to look at it, there's no way I'm winning. At no point. There's a better way. That's what we're sharing here. This is our opinion, of course, not financial advice. Let's see what happens after a year. On $100,000 estimated, could be higher, could be lower, $6,000. Walter, what did your 100,000 do without you doing any work or managing anybody or any of that?
Well, my $100,000 is simply making me about $144,000 in Bitcoin a year.
Bitcoin versus dollars. I don't think I have to keep saying that, but I will. One is definitely better than the other, no doubt about it. Now, you told nobody. I worked my butt off. You crushed me. Well, what happens if you decide you want to go share this to other people? Say, hey, I found a better way to do what we're trying to do. And then they start getting machines. What happens to you?
Well, if that happens, it's simply gravy on the cake and I make extra income. There's no requirement, but having extra income is really nice.
So that's optional. You don't have to do it. Okay, well, let's move to the next area. What about opening a business? You pick the business. It doesn't matter. Gas station, nail salon, a bank, it doesn't matter. You pick a business, old school. We're going to put that against BitHarvest. Let's see who wins this one. Surely the entrepreneurs are going to crush this, right?
Yeah, surely.
Let's see. Buy the business, 50K. What are you doing with your 50K?
I bought 50 boosters and they're working for me and making me Bitcoin every day.
Now, just to be clear, we're not saying not to open businesses, not to do real estate. We're just saying there's a better way to do it, and we can always get back to opening businesses in real estate because that's always going to be here. That's the point we're making. Check this out. Here we go again. Notice nothing's happening on Walter's side. What am I doing? I got monthly costs. More than I started with. I got to put more into it. Walter, what have you been doing while I'm trying to build income?
Well, my boosters are working for me every day, making me about $200 worth of Bitcoin a day.
That's 48 hours after the machine's turned on, you're getting paid. 48 hours after I'm getting paid, I already know some bills coming. I got monthly costs. Then let's say I do become profitable. Let's say I start making a couple of $1,000. Well, 1,000 that's going to bills or for running the business. So I'm making $1,000 a month estimated. What are you doing per month?
Well, I'm doing about $6,000 a month in Bitcoin passively.
Bitcoin. I'm being paid in something that's guaranteed to go down. That's all it's done since 1913. Yearly income. I might get 12,000 estimated dollars going down. That means even when the year is over, I might have made 12 grand, but I can't buy $12,000 worth of stuff because the dollar just goes down. What about you, Walter? What's your year wind up looking like estimated?
Well, I'm making about $72,000 a year in Bitcoin.
Again, this is not financial advice. We're just making a comparison here. And if I go tell everybody about my business, I could get paid. Hopefully they come into it. But if people you tell them about it, what happens on your end again?
Well, it's just pure gravy, man.
But it's optional. So you don't have to tell anybody. The numbers we're looking at is based on you getting the machines that you wanted for you and your family, for your legacy, for your inheritance. That's what you chose to do. But if you tell people and they decide to get machines, you're also being paid. That's an option. Oh, my goodness. All right. Last area we're going to pick on today, retirement plan. Pick one. IRAs, bonds, real estate, stock, whatever. Pick whatever retirement you want. I'm going to pick on the 401k. That's one pretty much everybody knows about. Walter, we already know what you're doing. Let's do some numbers. Let's say I start taking $10,000 a year out. Deposit estimating, hopefully I can make 10% a year. Hopefully. What are you doing over there? What are you hoping for?
Well, my $10,000 makes me about 80% a year. And that's at the low end. And it's in Bitcoin.
Now, this is a hypothetical because the device, the Bit Booster, does not take a year, 2 years, 5 years to pay itself off. It happens in months. Now, if you're sharing it with others, it can happen faster. If you're not sharing it at all, it's going to take longer. Like literally, that's how simple this is. Like, not even kidding. It's literally that simple. But this is per year. 80% estimated in Bitcoin versus 10% in dollars. Okay, let's keep comparing. Let's see what else we got. Monthly, if I broke that down, we're talking about $83 a month, roughly. Walter, what you looking like over there per month? Rough estimate.
A monthly approximately is about $667 in Bitcoin.
Dollars versus Bitcoin. I mean, the numbers are higher no matter how you look at it. And then it's Bitcoin that holds value and goes up. The dollar never holds value and goes down. Like, yeah. Yearly income estimated, let's say $1,000 a year, 10% of 10,000. What are you estimating on your end of town, Walter?
I am estimating about $8,000 a year.
That's a big difference. That's like 8 times. It actually is 8 times.
Yeah.
One in Bitcoin, one in dollars. And what happens again should you decide to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to tell the people I care about, my friends, my family, people you meet, business partners, whatever. You're going to share this because it makes sense to share it to you. No one has to do that, but you decide to do that. What happens again?
Well, it's pure gravy, man. Like it's like super great.
Yeah, that's all we got for you. All right, Uncle Walter, back to you.
Pretty much covered a brief analysis over the business. Okay. We've talked about lots of little things. I figure that's pretty much the end of the presentation. Hey, so Ray, I see you're on mic.
Yep, I'm here.
What would you like to tell me?
Well, I started in May. I started following the program. So first, I just want to say thank you, Walter. Thank you, Wendell. You guys do an awesome job. I know it takes a lot of energy to do that. It isn't just, you sit down at your computer and do a Zoom. There's a lot more than that. So you guys do it amazing. Let's see if I can do this now.
There you go.
Okay, there I am. I know my lighting isn't great because I'm in a motorhome. I started following Jan and Walter and Andy back in May, but I was a little bit skeptical because I've learned. So I admit I took a while and I never actually funded. I think I started my account in June or July, but I actually didn't fund it until the end of August. And that was for two reasons. I had a hard time scraping together an extra $100. And that sounds weird, but it was a fact. So I finally scraped it together on August 31st, bought my first share, watched it and watched it and watched it. And then every time I found a little bit of extra money, I threw it in the account. As a Canadian, it's a little tough. And Walter, a little tough to buy USDT sometimes because it's pretty controlled. However, I would throw money in the account and, sometime in September, I managed to get another share and I've worked my way up and then I've won 2 or 3 of Jan's love packages, as he calls them. So I got $27, I think 3 times, one for my birthday, one a couple of times I've won by coming to the Zooms. And I try to come to every Zoom. It's not always possible, but I do try. And I stay connected. I try to keep up with, I check into my account every day because I'm just curious what the day brings. And I got to tell you, I've now, as of yesterday, now have 1 full booster. I've introduced it. Yeah, it's good. I've introduced it to my wife, who had been watching me anyway. So she's now started an account and has 0.8, 8 shares. My brother has 1.1 share. No, I'm sorry, 1 booster and then 0.1. And then a couple other family members just have 1 share. However, I'm over the moon with how much difference the ranking income comes and whatever. And I know you don't have to do that. And I tell people, no, you don't. You can just be passive. But it's an amazing system. I wish I hadn't waited so long. I wish I hadn't been so skeptical, but it's amazing. And it's just puts a smile on my face every morning when I'm not even out of bed and I log in and go, wow, I just, whatever. And I'm just over the moon. And, with all how authentic the company is, the fact that they're always doing something. I mean, I think they're in Thailand, currently or going almost in Thailand. Starting on the 13th, I think maybe they're having another conference. Huge. They're just an amazing company. They're not sitting waiting. They're not whatever. They are moving forward at the speed of light. So I am over the moon. I am now starting to promote. I did a video yesterday, my first. So yeah, I'm extremely happy, and I recommend to anybody, if you're sitting on the fence, get the hell off the fence and buy your first share. It's $100, and I know people have the same problem I had. It's not easy to come up with an extra $100 in today's cost of living. I mean, I was saying yesterday in my video, I buy coffee, Folgers coffee. I used to buy it for $9.99 for a pretty big jug of coffee. Now I go to Costco and same store, it's almost $18. So things have doubled. And I mean, I understand people with families and whatever. I mean, I'm an old guy, retired, but I understand if you have 3 or 4 kids, it must be tough. So one, you need to do it for that reason, but you also, it's hard to scrape up. But start with one booster, start with one share, and then just let it make some money, and then get the 2, and just don't take any money out to spend if you don't have to. Try to get by and keep on. That's it, me. Thanks for the time.
Hey, Ray, before you go, quick question. So, and I tell people this, our team's already heard it. They probably know what I'm going to say. They probably can recite what I say, because I keep repeating the same stuff to get it into our heads. So when what time frame are we talking from $9.99 to $18.99, pretty much 100% double? Are we talking like 50 years, 30 years? What kind of time frame are we talking about here?
Probably 15 months.
Wait, wait a minute. I thought you was gonna say like 3 years, 15. Okay. Okay. Does anybody on here, your income, not counting BitHarvest? I know people are like, oh, mine did. No. I'm talking about at your job or your retirement plan. The stuff we showed, your real estate, all the stuff we showed, the old way of doing, putting away for the future, your family, children. Anybody on here, their income, I mean, it went up double? We all know the answer. Absolutely not. There's no reason to not do what Ray just said. Oh, by the way, everything he says is not financial advice, neither is mine. That's just his opinion. Let's make sure that's out there. But just know he's telling us what we already know. We all went to the store over the last 15 months. Well, thank God our groceries ain't double. Boy, I'd have been at my congressman. Somebody would have been doing something, but that's proof right there. He's on retirement, and he said he had to put it together. Some of us don't have to put it together. Some of us do. It's only getting worse if you don't have a way to make income other than your 401k, stocks, opening a bit, all that stuff. You need your income, your finances to literally grow. If you are laying in the bed like Ray and myself, wake up in the morning, yarn, thank the Lord for the day, open my phone and look to see if it went up while I didn't check it yesterday or something. Mine usually doesn't go up in the morning, because like right now on the Zoom, I'm already rolling over because the funds are there. I move them the same day. But yeah, when I roll over, I just go see, did anybody else do anything? Check out what the team is doing, smile and giggle, and send out a couple of texts. But we have got to get off of the system that we were programmed in the indoctrination camp called school, telling us to go get good jobs, go get a career, break your back for the best years of your life, and then get up to your 60s, 70s, go calculate and go, huh? What is this crap? Where's the money? Or that 6 figures you have in there can only do about 5 figures worth of stuff, because they duped us into believing they got our back. That's a powerful testimony. I thank you for it, Ray. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
no problem. Thank you, guys.
I really liked Ray's testimony, because
that was powerful.
Because he's a typical person. He's like me. He's like you.
Yes.
He's just a typical guy that put the funds together as best he could to start. And he had fear. And he waited a long time. He's like, I wish I hadn't waited that long. Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell you. I wish I hadn't waited that long. You know?
Because look, the worst case scenario, the sooner you start, oh my goodness, the sooner you start getting paid.
Yeah.
Like literally, that the worst thing that can happen if you start later is you're later. If you started sooner, you're just getting paid sooner. That's the outcome of it. Like later, sooner. But yeah. All right. Good night. Good afternoon. Good morning, all.
That's right. You guys have a great night. We'll see you on Monday. Go talk to the individual that gave you this video. They care about you. They want you to have a good experience, just like they're having a good experience. Go talk to them. Go create your ID and get your account going. I would encourage you also to buy a booster. Look at your situation and determine what you can do and take action. If you don't take action, you're actually really losing money every day because the power of the money that you're in, the currency that you have, is going down. And so every day you are losing the ability to buy stuff. Okay? You're losing the ability to pay for stuff. Go take action. Because if you take action, you now have a way to make money. You now have a way to circumvent the lowering price of the dollar, and you now have an ability to make money. You now have an ability to get out of the rat race. Your friend cares about you. That's why he gave you this video. Go talk to him. Have a good experience, just like the rest of us. Make some withdrawals and have a good experience. Have a great day. Talk to you in a bit.